Welcome, guys. Welcome to Red Devil NCR, and we are previewing about the semi-final clash between Croatia and Argentina. And first of all, kudos to Croatia. Big shout out to Croatia. I request our backhand team to please show us the Croatia's team photo for once to give a shout out to them. They are the second side. They have been coming into semi-final for the second straight time even after having an aging squad. And they also set an example that age doesn't matter. And the biggest example is the LM10 of Croatia. It's Luka Modric. And the Golden Ball winner of 2018 is facing the Golden Ball winner of 2014. It's none other than Lionel Messi. So it's a clash between the two LM10s. And with Croatia giving upsets to some big sides like Brazil in the quarterfinal, we are hoping that they continue to do this and we can see a new champion in the final. Let's hope for that. But let's come to the semi-final first. So I would like to welcome our panel tonight. It's Devlin, Vaibhav, and Abhijit Bhai after a long time. Hola guys, hola. It's a big
Hola,
game
hola.
tonight.
Hello.
So starting with Vaibhav. Wherever we are talking about Argentina actually, because since the Latin football has been doing really great in the World Cup, as we saw Brazil's attack and Argentina attack, Argentina is rather than known for more over a playmaking game between McAllister, Messi, and the star boy of the Argentina, Julian Alvarez. It seems like we got a region of Cunequero playing for City, and scoring goals like he used to do. So, what's your views on Julian Alvarez and McAllister's, and also the change of game of Lionel Messi this year as playing from a cam to winger and a striker, playing at all three roles in the team?
Hi, Pulkit. I think, look, Argentina for me are definitely favorites in this game because the quality they have, not just in the playing 11, but in the bench. The attacking options for Argentina is probably, amazing. You've got Julian Alvarez and, Lionel Messi over there. So there is like no competition there. One thing I feel you know, Croatia may have a chance is the midfield. I see Croatia's midfield with Luka Modric and, Brozovic and who is the other guy? Um,
Kovacic.
Kovacic, yes, Kovacic. I see these three going up against, Rodrigo De Paul, Enzo Fernandez, and McAllister. I think Croatia can have a chance there. They can exploit the midfield. But then again, I feel the fact that Argentina's attacking options are so good, I feel Argentina can come out good, you know, and for first of all, I did not agree with Argentina's last game approach of going to a back five. I feel they're a team which can play a good style of football, with four center backs and maybe a CDM and a box to box and and an Naka and the two wingers and a
Mhm.
striker up front. So if that approach, they can have that approach, but I don't know what Argentina's approach would be. I would like to see them
So,
being more
Weber, what could be your starting lineup for the Argentina against Croatia? Like as you mentioned, that back five isn't working. So, which formation will suit well, and what could be the players playing tonight?
Uh, okay. So you want me to give Argentina's lineup for me? Like what I want Argentina's lineup? Okay. I think I would go with Otamendi and Lisandro Martinez as centre backs. I would go with Molina and Acuna as the full backs.
Acuna is suspended,
Oh,
so he won't
Acuna
be
is
playing. Yeah, he is suspended, so he
Taglifico,
won't.
Taglifico.
Tagliafico. Then. Tagliafico. He comes into the thing. Enzo Fernandez, Rodrigo De Paul, and to be very honest, controversial here. I've not been a very huge fan of McAllister. Maybe we can get a part. Is Paradise suspended? Like, oh my, there were so many yellow cards in the previous game. I'm really sorry if I miss out on somebody who is being suspended or not. I would go with Paradise, more than McAllister because I feel Paradise is a better option, not because of, the club bias or anything. I genuinely feel, McAllister has not really stirred up this tournament for me, for Argentina. And my two options up front would be Messi and, Julian Alvarez. As a coach, I would just tell Messi, you know what, you're free. You can play through attack, you can go to the wings, and you can go as a striking option. You just go out there, explore yourself. So, yeah, I think this would be my playing 11. Um, I would
Any
have loved
surprise team?
Croatia to. Sorry?
any surprise change? Would you like to see Dybala starting for Paredes or McAllister, like out of a blue such change?
Out of the blue, the most vivid change I can see is maybe an Angel Di Maria with his experience and
Hmm.
he brings to the table. But
Christian Romero in place of Otamendi?
no, I don't think so. I feel Otamendi brings that experience in the back line, and I feel Lisandro Martinez has been absolutely fabulous for Argentina.
Hmm.
When he's come on for Argentina, the defenses look stable. So I feel Lisandro
Hmm.
Martinez and Nicolas Otamendi would be the pairing to go for. And I'm not a big fan of Christian Romero. So yeah.
I understand. So the next question, what Rudrabhai said, who has been a better keeper, Livakovic or Martinez? This question is to Devlin Bhai. First of all, welcome to the show, Bhai. A very good
Thank you,
question.
thank you. I feel it has to be Livakovic because I mean, if unless and until a lot of our people have not played Football Manager, but those who know the game, they know
Yeah,
that
yeah,
Livakovic is one of the first players that we get,
we
and
buy.
in this World Cup, he's just shown why. He has those subtle changes. His goalkeeping style is a little different compared to the modern contemporary keepers that are there, and uh, and then everyone knows how insane he is on penalties. I mean, I don't think even Emmy comes close to because he covers a lot of ground, and
Hmm.
he's just very composed. He's very calm, and he doesn't show any. He's not made any mistake as such, which has led to Croatia, getting being in a spot of bother or anything like that. And since we are
Hmm.
speaking, I think Argentina's lineup has leaked. I think that's come out. It's Emi Martinez, it's Molina, it's Romero, Otamendi, and Taliafico, who are the back four. So Lisandro Martinez sits this out apparently. It's Paredes, Enzo Fernandez, DePaul, and McAllister, the midfield, and Messi and Alvarez are the forwards. So
As
somehow,
expected.
yeah, I don't think so. I think Lisandro should have started this game, but
No,
Lisandro
no, not
isn't.
about Lisandro, about the midfield and the attack.
Yeah, so Lisandro isn't starting. That's a surprise, considering
For
what
for Croatia, what could have been your lineup and the lineup which is out, Devlin?
I think they don't have a striker. A striker is a big problem for them,
Kramaric
and not been up to the mark. I mean, they have the likes of Kramaric, they have Bruno Petkovic, but
or
I
a
think
Sitch?
if Orsic should start for me. Orsic is
Hmm.
the real difference maker in that side. I mean, Josko Guardiola, Livakovic, that
Hmm.
Croatian midfield picks itself up. Uh, Borna Sosa and I don't know who's the right. I think Juranovic is. So these
Hmm.
guys will obviously be the ones. They'll be the first names on the team sheet. I think
Hmm.
instead of Pasalic, maybe Orsic gets a start, and Perisic obviously picks himself up. So the Croatian lineup basically picks itself up. Not much of changes to be made. So I
Hmm.
think the only change that could be there is maybe Orsic starts in place of Pasalic. That's about it. I don't see any other changes. I think
Thank.
Kramaric will definitely start,
Hmm.
and Orsic will play through the right because Perisic from the left is just insane. And these guys, I mean, a lot of people call beating Brazil an upset, but I don't think of it as that way. I mean, if you're
Yeah,
talking, if
yeah.
you because they are World Cup finalists for last year, they are World Cup runners up. So a World Cup runner up beating a World Cup quarter finalist of last year's tournament does not seem much of an upset for me.
Hmm.
So I don't think that is an upset as people are saying. They need to
Lisandro is
get
rested for the United
start
game.
games for United. I think that works for us. I don't mind.
It goes to
Uh,
penalty. Money or which team for the win? Okay, so
uh,
this question to Abhijit Bhai. So I guess Rudra Bhai said two questions very well. That would Croatia would like to take this game to the 90 minutes par and would like to win in the world in the penalties, or will we see Luka Modric special to kill on the front foot with his attack of Kramaric, Orisic, and all?
Okay, the clash between the Argentina and Croatia, if you see in last three meetings, I think first
Hmm.
meeting was in 1998, where
Yeah, yeah.
Argentina were outrun the Croatian team 1-0. Second, it was
Hmm.
I think in 2018, where
No, no,
Croatia,
2002, 2006, or it was 2000.
six,
Two,
two thousand
2006.
six.
Yeah,
Six,
when
I
Luka
think. I guess.
Modric and Messi made debut, and Luka Modric's
Uh-huh.
team won by 2-3, and Messi scored his first international goal.
Okay. Uh, then moving on. That in 2018, I think they won against 3-0 against Argentina, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, right, right.
Yes.
The first game
So
itself.
Messi will be very eager to take the revenge. Just like Salah has what he said. You know, we
Hmm.
have to score to settle. Coming on to this question, first I would like to say that Webo Bhai and Delvin Bhai gave a good insight about the team of lineup. But if you see in this past history of Argentina, they have crumbled in the big matches. I
True.
think it is not feasible to start Julian Alvarez in in the attacking. I would rather started Lautaro Martinez because he could control the tempo. If
Hmm.
you see Croatian team, they know how to hide the tempo
Hmm.
and lower the tempo of the team of opposition.
Hmm.
They did the same
Yeah,
against the Brazil or even for the Belgians. So
yeah.
they know that how to operate the match throughout the minutes. So I would prefer Lautaro Martinez to play as number 9, Messi as number 10, and Angel Di Maria as a as a winger, because Angel Di Maria is a very good player in big matches. Even I would start
Uh-huh.
Paradise instead of McAllister, or you can say
Yeah, Paredes
Rodrigo
is
Paul.
starting. Yeah, Paredes
Ah,
is starting.
yes. So instead of you have to take out the all the potential from the Rodrigo Paul, because if he doesn't perform, then it will be very very difficult to win the match for Argentina. Because if you last see the
Hmm.
match in Brazil, Croatia outplayed the total midfield of Brazil. They totally dominated the Brazil, and you saw that because Neymar was isolated, even Rodrigo was isolated. Every player was isolated for Brazil, and they didn't create so much chances, and they remained back, and Croatia took the chance, and they took it to the penalties. So
Hmm. True,
Croatia is a
Arjun.
team where Croatia is a team where they have they hit in low block, and they take the
Hmm.
chances when they need it. They have that
Hmm.
intelligence of Modric and Perisic as a counter-attacking player, and they can take that chances and score the goals. So
True,
now
true.
taking off the Rudrabai's question, do they drag to the last minutes? Yes, definitely they will. They will do that same thing what they are doing. And if you look at the stats, if 120 minutes have been played, uh,
Hmm.
only five till penalties. Argentina have won the five times, and after the Argentina, only Croatia is the team that have won the 4 times. So definitely they have good record against last and penalties. So uh,
Right.
they will do that same thing. Uh,
Mhm.
Another question you have asked, I think it's about
Another question I asked, you answered it first at the first hand only. आपने
yes,
वो जवाब पहले ही दे दिया था. So coming
yes.
to a late substitution in our panel, it was Sandeep bhai. कैसे हो Sandeep bhai? Hope everything is doing good. A really good question done by Abhijit Bhai to Weber and Devlin. I guess they might be thinking, okay, now the panel is getting way warmer in this match. So, straight question to Sandeep Bhai, Lautaro Martinez or Julian Alvarez? As Abhijit Bhai preferred Lautaro Martinez in this big fixture because stating the fact is that Argentina crumbles in finals and semi-finals recently after their last 2010 run or 2014 run. They have been crumbling in crucial matches. संदीप भाई आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही संदीप भाई आप still unaudible. Yeah, you can leave and join back.
No, you're not audible, Sandeep bhai. No.
Okay, let me shift this question to Vaibhav by meanwhile. Vaibhav, the question is Lutaro or Julian Alvarez, and he just said that he wants Lutaro.
You're
Vaibhav,
on
Mike.
mute, Weber.
Shit. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Seems to be a problem for everyone. Oh yeah. I think I would go with Julian Alvarez. Bold call, yes, but he has shown what in his spell with Argentina, a short, small spell with Argentina. He has shown the quality which he can bring in. He's got that
Mhm.
tenacity. He's got that.
Mhm.
He's got that confidence in him. And in big games
Mhm.
like this, sometimes you need that confidence. He scored. He's done well in the World Cup so far with whatever opportunities he's got. Lautaro Martinez, he hasn't really played for Argentina, So would it be? I mean, I feel it would be very risky to just throw him out in this big game, right? Well, you can see the same for Julian Alvarez, but again, one has been a proven performer for Argentina, and Lautaro Martinez has been in a dim light for some time now, so do you take that chance? Do you go with the safer option, or do you go for
Mhm.
the exploitive options? But I feel Julian Alvarez, with not because he's young, or not because he's been in form, but the way the guy
Vaibhav,
plays.
what thing you liked about Julian Alvarez most when he played for City and now he's playing for Argentina? Is it something similar what Pep and the Argentina coach is taking out of Alvarez, that just expecting him to finish the game? Like he's like the Messi is your provider, like KDB is in City, and you have to just finish.
I think, look, I think one major difference in Julian Alvarez's game for Argentina and for Man City is for Man City he's been he's got the role of a second striker. He's taking the advices, and he's learning on the gameplay, right, of somebody like an
Mhm.
Erling Haaland, right? So he knows. I mean, as a player, he knows what he has to do, how he has to do, and when he comes on in the game in the later half, or when he comes on as a substitute, he exactly knows what he needs to do. I think with Argentina, he's got more of a exploitive load, where he can thrive himself better as a player, as a striker. You've got somebody like a Messi who can create an absolutely amazing chance for you, similarly to De Bruyne. But I think in Argentina's lineup or setup, he's got that exponential role, in a better way, right? Because I wouldn't say the high pressing game is. I mean, I wouldn't say the Argentina high press is better than Man City high press, but I think Argentina definitely gives liberty to their strikers and the people up front. Along with the wingers, they do like to bomb forward and play those quick passes, short ones, and smash in a goal. Pretty much similar to Man City, but I think with Argentina, with Argentina, Julian Alvarez, I think he's been absolutely good, and I think he suits them so far. What he's done in the World Cup,
True,
it just
true,
shows.
true. So one thing I noticed well in the
Okay,
Weber's user that he took Lisandro name thrice and thrice, like he just want him to start, bro, fucking start, or I'm getting to thrash you,
This
Argentine
is too
coach, for not
confusing.
starting.
Lisandro,
Am I audible,
Lautaro.
guys?
Yeah, yeah,
yes,
Sandeep,
yes.
bro. Now you are audible. I request
Okay,
the
I'm
backend
not
staff to. Mhm. I request
okay. Uh,
backend staff. I request actually to please show us the lineups which are sent today, so that we can have a better view that what formation they are playing with. And then we can have a very clear view that कौन start सही कर रहा है, or because sometimes the formation plays a crucial role, that where why Abhijit Bhai is saying that I would go with a Lutharo, and why a Weber is saying that I would go for a Julian, and then why Devlin Brew is expecting that we can start a Kramaric over a different in players. Coming to
no,
Sandeep,
Pulkit bhai,
हाँ हम
only one
हाँ
more
Abhijit Bhai,
point. I'm not
हाँ
opposing to play Julian Alvarez in this match. I am expecting him to play as a winger, not as a number nine or double striker with Messi. Instead,
हम्म
Messi should play as number 10, wing as a winger for Julian Alvarez, number 9 for Lautaro, and as a right winger for I think Angel Di Maria.
Di Maria.
Because if you see in the last match in Brazil, where they have totally
Mhm.
Neymar was isolated because he didn't carry the ball too much. He was not playing in that role. He was playing as second striker. So that really hampers in these low blocks. You need a ball carrier, and
Mhm.
Leo Messi is the man who can carry the ball to the striker and score the goal. So that's why I'm emphasizing on that
Mhm.
thing only. That's it.
ट्रू 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 सही बात है भाई. एंड अपॉलजीज अगर आपको लगा मैंने आपकी बात गलत वे में काटी है तो. Same for every panelist, to be honest. Same for every panelist. Coming to Sandeep Bhai. Sandeep Bhai, the player which is starting is Josh Quattrall. That guy has a market value of 90 million and it's going to 120 million because every club needs that center back. He's young. He's reminding like a Delict type of a guy who came as a youngster when he was 17, 18, and we were crazy that okay, this guy is 80 million at this stage. So are you impressed with this guy, Gabriel? Because as we saw, he's like playing like a beast. First wearing that mask which fears the defender itself. Then you have to carry that whole defense in with your own hand. मतलब he's like the लौता guy है उस defense में जो काम कर रहा है along with the veteran Dejan Lovren. A good
Lovren.
fact about Dejan Lovren being a rival fan player, he has won every trophy where he has been till now. He has won the French Cup with Lyon. He won the Premier League and UCL with Liverpool, and now he won the Russian League with Zenit St. Petersburg. The only thing which is keeping him away is a World Cup or international trophy. Same for Luka Modric. He has won same number of things as Messi has won: a Ballon d'Or, UCL, La Liga, and what else not. He just need an international trophy. So someone would hope Scaloni doesn't overthink like Pep in knockouts. Yeah, this question is to you, bhai ki Sandeep bhai ki. Kya Scaloni will do something like Pep or like what Portugal's coach Fernando Santos done in the crucial games by benching his best player, but who was not in a form.
So I think Scaloni, there's no way Messi is getting benched for the match, for the start of the match. So like, so one thing you were saying that Guardiola. So I think he's playing for the German in the German league, if I'm not wrong,
RB Leipzig.
and
RB Leipzig.
RB Leipzig. So and he has a crazy market value of 90 million kind of a figure. So the two players I would take from this Croatian team is Livakovic and the right back Juranovic, I think, if I'm not wrong. They would be perfect in Manchester United right now. Juranovic coming as an understudy under Dallo and Livakovic, a future star for replacing De Gea. Future, not right now. And Guardiola, I would say it's a bit overhyped, but we can see why he is being hyped because he is very tall, he is very aggressive, and he puts in good tackles and he carries the defense, as you said, everything. But I think there is our Licha in the opposite side who does the same thing in the Man United defense. And of course, Guardiola would be a welcome addition. We would never say no to Guardiola, but given the price tag, I would say there might be better options out in the market. Might be. I'm not sure, but given the price tag.
I was just pitching the fact that because City, United, Chelsea, all three clubs have submitted are going to submit a transfer request of 90 to 110 million के बीच ही करेंगे submit. Because even City is looking, to replace John Stones. Finally, why John Stones is getting replaced by Guardiola for City along with Ruben Dias. And Devlin Bhai, coming to you since Devlin Bhai बहुत time से शांत है, he's just looking on his phone कि मेरे से तो कुछ पूछ लो. So Devlin Bhai, question to you. The Croatian team is actually a team which is filled with experience and youngsters. As you know, Josh Guardiola का जो ये FIFA debut है, and now he's playing with Luka Modric. So there is a longevity of Luka Modric, and then there's a Guardiola, a young guy who is being captained by Luka Modric, the veteran itself. So are you excited with this team? Because the last time when Croatia played, they were very old. Their goalkeeper was also like 36-year-old also. And now they have a mixed experience of experience and youngsters.
I think age doesn't matter. As you can see, almost the entire Croatian midfield is 30 plus. Modric is 37. Perisic is 34, and then there's a lot of experience in this side, and rightly so. But then again, age is not a constraint in the World Cup. I mean, and this is not Josko Guardiola's first international tournament. He did play in the 2020 Euros last year as well. So he has international experience. He's played under Modric as captain as well, and he's been Bundesliga's best defender for the past 2 years straight now. And so there is a nice blend of experience and youth, like you said. And it's just that, and it's not like they have to play a certain way. Guardiola has been has started very slowly. I was not impressed by him in the game against Morocco, but then from there onwards, Guardiola has just gone to an entirely different stratosphere as far as defending is concerned. Uh, he's been amazing in all the games ever since, and rightly so. He's been chased by a host of top clubs across Europe, and I still feel that he should play another year in the Bundesliga before actually making that step up. Because we all know what happened to Delict when he went to Juve at such a young age. He was just 19 or something when he went to Juve, and he did not have the best of careers in Turin, and now he's come back to Bayern. So the problem with buying such talented prospects this early in their career is you don't know how it will pan out, because yes, he's putting in great performances. There's no doubt about it, but adapting to a certain league takes time, and it is always on a player to player basis. So I genuinely feel that he needs another year at the Bundesliga before he comes in. But transfer aside, coming into the game, I think Guardiola versus Messi will be the battle to watch. Because let's be honest, I don't think Lovren stands much of a chance, and Guardiola happens to be the only guy who will be capable of stopping Messi. And it will be a very very interesting battle to see, because even though Guardiola comes across like this huge muscular physical specimen of a defender,
Where's Mask?
he,
Where's Mask?
he's comparatively very nimble on the ball, and he's very fleet-footed as well. So, which means there will be not much of an issue when it comes to a foot race as well. So, yeah, this is one of the battles that I am looking forward to, Guardiola versus Messi, and
In
let's see
terms
how
of
that pans
goalkeeper,
out. I told you it's Livakovic for me.
no, like in terms of how Emi and Livakovic have the approach for this game, because this game is going to be very fast, and
I
let's
don't
not
think it's
forget.
going. I don't think it's going to be fast paced. I mean, Croatia plays the game at their own pace, and what they managed to do so successfully is they have made sure that their opponents play it at the same pace as well, which is a very very uncomfortable proposition for the
But Devlin,
opponents.
don't you think you are playing straight to another? You are having a same World Cup where you are playing more than 120 minutes, then you are using your whole bench. Then you are making the other team tired. That's good. But if you are, stretching that game so long for consecutive times in knockout rounds, doesn't it affects the players' fitness itself? Because let's face it, Croatia has a very experienced team, but उनका bench भी इतना अच्छा नहीं है. Only 2-3 players we know who can come and burst the
But it
bombs.
has worked.
And
It has worked. It has worked for them, right? This tournament.
Can can
So
can do you want them to take say with same with semi-final and final also?
I think this is going to be their approach. I mean, this is not about predicting their approach. This is going to be their approach. They're going to play the game at a walking pace. And the main intention of playing this game at a walking pace is to make sure that the opponents play the same way, which they find uncomfortable. And the moment they start playing Croatia's game, they have just walked into Croatia's trap. You've seen what they did to Brazil. Brazil do not play that way. Let's be really
Mhm.
honest. I think everyone in this panel knows that is not the way Brazil play. You seen the game against South Korea. You did see that 30 minutes against Switzerland. You seen how they play against Cameroon. That is Brazil's game. The game they played against Croatia was not Brazil. A lot of people say that Brazil were bad, but it was Croatia who made them play bad. You do not see a Brazilian player putting in long balls. Have you seen a Brazil player attempt a long ball
Mhm.
until they played Croatia in this
Devlin,
World
then
Cup?
who was the guy who stopped that whole Brazilian team according to you? That one guy, that anchor in defense, according to you?
There is no such anchor in defense. That is an entire team effort. So initially what Croatia did is they pressed Brazil's midfield.
Yeah.
Modric, Kova, and Brozovic literally harassed and harried that center midfield of Paqueta and Casemiro. Casemiro tried his
Mhm.
best, but then Paqueta looked hassled and harried. So
Mhm.
there was no out ball for them, which ultimately forced them to go long. And
Mhm.
going long against this Croatia side is basically a suicide wish of your own. So the midfield makes
Nice
things
one.
the midfield for Croatia makes things much more simpler for the defense.
Mhm. True.
And then it's just a conceited effort between the entire Croatia team who exactly know what they're doing. and they know what exactly to do at what time to make sure that the opponent plays their game. And I say it once again, the moment the opponent starts playing Croatia's game, they've just walked into the trap. You cannot get out of it after that.
Okay, coming to Weberfy, what could be the curse that Argentina can break in Croatia's team? मतलब क्या वो कर्स है जो क्रोएशिया ने डाल रखा है बिग टीम्स पे, जो अर्जेंटीना को अगर हिंट मिल गया दैट इफ दे कैन ब्रेक द कर्स दे आर ऑन वर्स टू विन और थ्रैश देम?
Well, not exactly curse, but I would say probably a more expansive tactic would do for them. I don't think Argentina needs to be very, very, limpid and needs to go in a very ultra defensive mode like they did against Netherlands. A free flowing Argentina with that midfield and with that attacking option of Messi and Julian Alvarez is a very, very attacking and threatening Argentina, right? It's a semi-final game. It's a one-off game. Yes, you don't want to take risk. Yes, you do not want to expose yourself. But as a team, you have to play to your strengths, right? You cannot, like Delvin said, you cannot just play into the hands of the opposition. You just cannot be like, okay, fine, they're playing like this, so we play like this. I think for Argentina, it's very important that they go out there and be ruthless. Yes, the midfield is very strong, but like this. Like I said, it's the midfield is above 30. Maybe you can bring in that. Maybe you can run over them, and maybe you can bring in that extra element of fast pace, quick, quick pace passing, ability in that. But again, you're facing a quality midfield over there, so I don't think going ultra defensive or going defensive or a moderate style of play would help Argentina, because that midfield of Croatia would be more than happy to run the game or let you run the game, like we saw. I mean, the Brazil game was a classic example of what happens when you play on the hands of Croatia, right? It's a team experienced enough. It does not need to make you do, it does not need their oppositions to do mistakes. They just want the opposition to play according to their style. So I think for Argentina to break the curse, look, I think Messi magic would be crucial, like always. He needs to perform today more than any other place. You've got Messi at the fulcrum of the attack, right? And you've got Luka Modric and in the engine of the midfield. So I think this battle is going to be very, very, very important. Which superstar for the team comes up with flying colors. So I think Argentina are heavily, heavily relying on Messi. But again, I would say, again, not my Lisandro Martinez bias, but I think with Romero and Otamendi, that defense sort of terrifies me a bit.
I
Even
agree
though
on that. I
even though
agree.
Croatia
I
is a
agree.
bit toothless, I feel Otamendi and Romero do not complement each other. It's somewhat like Lindelof and Harry Maguire playing a back four, trying to attack, and so yeah, I think that could be a concern for Argentina. If they get the defense sorted out and if Messi magic works, I think it's all good days.
So Mojo sir said very rightly, a red card to Messi will bring all the unprecedented social media hype and discussion. It will crash the internet. Question to Sandeep Bhai. As we saw what happened with Cristiano Ronaldo in last two games, it could have happened same with Messi if he got that yellow card in the Netherlands game. So आपका इस पे क्या व्यूज है? क्या मेसी अंकारा मेसी मैजिक चलेगा और he will be going back to home like बड़े भैया?
No, I think Argentina might go through here because the stars are lining up and everything is getting their way. So I think Argentina might be in the finals because first of all it would be a very big media celebration because everyone would want to watch Messi play the final, probably his last final, last World Cup. But yeah, I think Argentina might just nick it today. Croatia will give them a tough fight because Croatia are not a team to lie down and take it. They will be fighting, and they if it goes to penalties, it's anybody's game, and I think Croatia might have the edge. But I think Messi magic will prevail today. Maybe just uh, and so Kushagra says if Messi wins the World Cup, does it settle the GOAT debate?
I guess
Well, depends.
very very
Depends
well. I guess very
which
very
GOAT you
well.
support.
I think it more or less does, but at this point, every one of our generations have already made our opinions as to who the GOAT is.
Exactly.
So it does not. I don't think it will make much of a difference. I mean, for whom
That's what I was going to say.
yeah,
Depends
so
on which goat you
Yeah,
support.
yeah.
Depends on which goat you
Everyone
support.
has their views. Yeah,
I mean,
everyone has their views on it. Like to be
what if
honest, I don't have a goat. देख मेरे पास कोई गोट नहीं है. जो गोट थे वो रिटायर होकर चले गए. पेले एंड मैराडोना गॉन. मैराडोना रेस्ट इन पीस एंड पेले इज वाचिंग.
I think we might as well talk about the goats of our generation. I mean, every generation has a different goat. I mean, the generation you're talking about is the generation of our dads and our granddads. If we
But
keep it to
icon,
this generation,
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the icon generation because they have the World Cup, they have that Ballon d'Or, they have that bloody everything जो चाहिए था
yeah,
उनको.
but then Messi and Ronaldo have defined this generation in an altogether different
Absolutely,
way as well.
absolutely,
So you cannot compare that icon generation to this icon generation. It's different.
absolutely.
Now you
Why?
cannot. I mean, you cannot have two people who've dominated for 15 straight years. They've gone on a spree of having what 10 to 12 Ballon d'Ors consecutively between them.
Mhm.
I mean, you cannot. That's greatness of a different level. Yes, you spoke about Pele and Maradona. Yes, agreed. But then this is unprecedented dominance. I mean, even Pele and Maradona couldn't score 91 goals in a calendar year. I
Yes.
don't think Pele or Maradona have scored 60 goals straight in 9 or 10 consecutive seasons like Ronaldo did.
And I
The
think their
parameters,
goatness also
yeah,
comes from the fact that
exactly,
it's
yeah.
documented. Everything
Yeah,
is
precise.
documented.
Absolutely true. Exactly. I mean, even Maradona's greatness is documented up to a certain extent. I mean, our generation, the generation before us, exactly knows that goal of the century, the hand of God, or his exploits with Napoli and Barcelona, etc. So for us, this generation, it's documented. Like we've literally seen Messi and Ronaldo metamorph into from youngsters to something which is truly unprecedented. I mean, for
Hmm.
us, these two are the goats. People may agree or no. They may have their own goats. Some of them prefer to enjoy them
Why?
both. I'm one of them.
Why?
But I don't
Me
think
too.
this set it will settle it for some. But I think everyone already knows who their goat is, and Messi
It
winning the World Cup won't make much of a difference in that
it
conversation.
would
At
be the
least.
I
popcorn
mean,
emoji for me, like watching the debate on social
Watching
media.
that meltdown
no.
will, yeah, watching that meltdown will just be the next level.
I'm telling you, see, this settlement, will be only done by one media partner, and that's ESPN. Why I said you all know. This will be only
Okay.
done by
Fair enough.
ESPN.
Soccer
Fair enough.
stories,
I
oh my
mean,
goal, all those are there.
yeah. So I have one question to the panelists. I'll start with Vaibhav. Vaibhav, now we all know how I think we know how ill-tempered the Netherlands and the Argentina game was. Yes, the game was high on quality, no doubt about it. But then there were words exchanged, there was banter. I mean, that it was unhealthy. Now, post the game, the Argentine players have gone on a full-blown offensive and they have spoken a lot of shit about it. All right. So they enter this game having spoken a lot of shit, but now they have to back that up with a performance. Okay, they genuinely have to back that up with a performance. Do you think that all that talking shit will come to bite them in the backside in this game? I mean, because let's be honest, they've gone ahead and criticized the manager's style of play, which they were unable to counter. I mean, if you can't counter long balls, I don't know what gives you the audacity to say that they didn't do nothing but just hoof balls. Then you should have controlled it. You should have avoided it. Simple as that. You're speaking about a manager and you've given him bad words. You are instigating fights. I'm being very on. I mean, I'm being very filtered about this, but you're instigated a full blown riot by literally thumping the ball on the bench of the opponents. I mean, thank God it hit a chair. Imagine if that was a player, there was going to be hands thrown at each other. It was going to be very, very ugly. So, how
Malaysia
much
looked
of
so cute right then, no?
yeah,
Malaysia.
exactly. You see all these beasts, you see all these animals just running to parade us, and then out of nowhere you just see like petite little Malaysia just coming in. So it was funny, but then Weber, how much of an impact do you think that war of words is going to have? Do you think Argentina have to perform after what they did post game against the Netherlands? I think they probably do, but I would love to hear what you want to say about it.
I think the Argentine behavior was absolutely puerile. The way they slandered Van Gaal and the Netherlands player was absolutely diabolical. It's just not in the spirit of the game. We've had players who fight. We've had the likes of Roy Keane taking on players, but they have bloody performed and packed with those fights, right? It's not that
Taking
Roy
on
Keane.
fans.
Yeah, we've had players, we've had Eric Cantona and all these guys showing their aggression, but they've backed it up with performances. This Argentina side, I mean, to be very honest with you, they did not have a very, very good World Cup, right? If you see, lost to Saudi
Yeah,
Arabia,
besides, absolutely.
their group stage was a bit dodgy. They got a easy opponent in Australia. Netherlands, it went down to
They made a mess
penalties.
of that too. They almost made a hash against Australia as well.
Exactly.
Say for
They went to
Licha.
penalties. Yes, they went to penalties in against Netherlands. See, if I was Croatia, I think I would be thinking, you know what, whole world is backing Messi, quite literally. You've got the ESPN Messi fanboy bandwagon over there. Everyone is, backing Messi. When you hear news about the referee who was who was there in the Argentina game being sent off, where where people are sort of assessing you against Argentina, and you probably know these Argentine players are coming with that hot head, with that superior complex, as to say, with that mentality. Oh, you know what? We are going to just run past them. We are going to win it for Messi, and we are going to just shut everyone up. I don't think that really happens because look, you're here you're playing a quality opposition, right? Croatia is no Netherlands. They can. I mean, the tactics of Netherlands and Croatia are obviously different, but I think Croatia has got more quality. Look, I wouldn't say I would love Argentina to lose, but again, look, to be very honest with you, their players haven't done anything, very, very good to, sort of give me that confidence as well. Whereas
Yeah, exactly.
Croatia has played as a team. If you exclude Messi and to a certain extent Martinez, what is Argentina all about? Julian Alvarez, maybe. Otherwise, look, if you, I mean, you're having such inflated, boastful talkings, it does not really go well in the preparation of the game, right? I mean, take the 2016 Euros, right? Ronaldo's Portugal had those close games. They had those controversial, etchy moments. But did Ronaldo lose his cool, or did the Portugal side go all out, gung ho? For sure, for them, it must be a very, very big achievement to, reach even the semis after how they performed in the group stage, right? But then the Portugal side stayed clear, stayed focused, stayed humble. Even for the France side, which won the for the France side or for the Italy side, which won, right? Every team, if you see in these big tournaments, teams who've stayed humble, teams who've been in the background, who do not do much of the talking. Why do English lose all the time? We have all this Sky Sports and bloody BT coming in all over. It's coming home. Get the hits back. Bring on Lightning Seeds concert. You're gonna have that It's Coming Home bandwagon all over again. We're gonna have Knighthood for Gareth Southgate after he wins. Get the open bus tour. Too much talking, gibberish, and nonsense is just not good. It may inflate your morale, but it does not just inflate your own morale. It does a lot of boosting towards the
Mhm.
opposition as well.
Guys,
So
sorry to cut you out. Lineups are officially out, Devlin. Officially out.
Yeah, I'm just
Okay,
checking. Yeah.
okay,
So,
Delvin Bhai,
Shagrid,
just one point to add that that banter between Netherlands and Argentina.
Yeah, yeah. Go
Uh,
ahead, Abhishek. Bhai, go ahead.
uh, if you see, they said something that they are taking revenge. That somewhat I don't know the name of that Argentine player, where Louis Van Gaal was a coach of Barcelona, and I think
Riquelme.
he
Riquelme. It was about Riquelme. Yeah.
yes. So I think that didn't work out, and he
Devlin, but I
literally and
guess
he
it's so
insulted.
funny.
He
Abhijit,
What?
bro,
insulted him.
sorry to cut you out. It's so funny. Like this Louis Van Gaal was the coach of Messi in Barcelona too. He somehow
No,
is
Huh.
being known as
he
a very
wasn't.
No,
designated
no,
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 coach.
no.
no, he wasn't.
He
He
wasn't.
He
wasn't.
wasn't.
He
No.
wasn't.
Louis Van Gaal managed Barca in the 90s. Where was Messi playing then?
2000 up to 2012, 2003. I think he was there.
Yeah,
Ah,
After
acha.
that,
exactly.
don't.
I thought
Huh.
he might be taking out his anger for this thing.
No, no, no,
He didn't
No,
play
no,
or
no.
no. Wait,
something.
wait. We'll come to that cricket. Let Abhijit Bhai finish his point. Yeah, go ahead,
Yeah, yeah.
Abhijit.
So the Argentine players idolize him for that, and they feel that he has insulted that player, and he didn't utilize that player properly. and literally making him very crashing his career. So in that took off their mind, and that happened. That aggression between the Argentine and Netherlands players, doing that. Another one thing probably missing, that Messi has just escaped a disciplinary action against of FIFA, because he has straightly said against referee, and it's not spirit of the game.
I
That
mean,
is really a
is
big
it?
thing.
I mean, should we really be surprised?
Ha,
We are,
that's
we are,
Should
we
we
are.
really be surprised?
ha, no one is focusing on that, because you can't speak against a referee, about the decision he had made in that matches. So this
Ankara,
is
Messi, Ankara,
whole
Ankara.
overshadowing thing,
Okay.
and it looks rigged, rigged, absolutely rigged.
So the Argentine lineup is the same that we spoke about earlier. It was leaked, and the leak was the same. It's Taliafico, Otamendi, Romero, and Molina, the defense. Enzo Fernandez, Paredes, De Paul, and McAllister, and Alvarez and Messi starting as strikers. So this was the same. This was the lineup that I had said earlier, and it was leaked. It was leaked around, I think, 45 minutes before the actual lineup came out. So I think, I mean, everyone knew what he was going to do. It's a little surprising that Licha misses out, but then let's see. Let's see what's going to be there. So for me, my question to Sandeep bhai is, what do you think is going to be the battle that defines this game? I mean, there are a lot of interesting subplots. There's a lot of quality on offer, but there has to be that one battle which could very well end up being that pivotal point where this game will be decided. So, what do you think is going to be the battle that defines this game?
I think the Kovacic and Modric versus the De Paul and the Paredes duo. I
Okay.
think that the midfield will define it because you need to feed Messi. Because he's not playing. Maybe he might evolve in the game and come deeper in the field. But looks like he's starting as a striker, but might take on the role of number 10 or something. And I think one more interesting would be, like Acuna is out for because of I think too many yellow cards, and I
Suspension,
think
yeah, suspended. Yeah, he's
suspension
suspended.
and this one Tagliafico has come in, and Juranovic
Yeah.
in the right back position was making fantastic runs in the Brazil match
Brazil
because
game, yes, yes.
Danilo had a hard time controlling Juranovic. So I think that right back impressed me very much. Like I would want United to go all out after Juranovic and take him from the Scottish League. I think he's with
After,
Celtic
but
or Rangers.
after one tournament, makes
I
sense.
think it might. I think he can be an understudy under Dallo. I'm not saying Dallo has to be replaced or something, but he
No,
can
no,
be an
no. I'm not.
understudy.
Yeah, I'm not talking about replacing or something. But sometimes
Yeah.
it's very. It's very
So
taking
it was not.
performances
So
on. Yeah,
what I would want to say is it was not moments for him. It was during the entire match. Or I watched Croatia in the pre-quarters, like in the round of 16 too, and which did impress me. Like I watched him. His work rate is very good. He's up and down the field. He's very fast. That is the most important thing. He's very fast. He's very quick, and he gets about the left backs and the midfielders over there. So I think that right wing can also provide and they have like I'm not sure about the lineups of Croatia. Can we have it, Kushagra?
just checking what's the lineup. I'll just let you know.
Yeah, I just got the like Argentine one too. Okay, we here I have it. Okay, so Livakovic, Perisic, Lovren. Achha, they have given it numerically.
Yeah, so you can go ahead. You can go ahead and just say.
Yeah,
I think
so
it
I
makes
think
sense.
it's Livakovic, Sosa on the left back,
Left.
Juranovic
Sosa
on the
on the
right
left.
back, Lovren
It'll be
and
Lovren and Guardiol. It'll be Lovren and Guardiol
Lovren and
at center
Guardiol,
defense. Yeah.
Modric,
The def-
Brozovic, and
Kova. Kova. Has to
Kovacic.
be
Okay,
Kova.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And Perisic on the left, Pasalic on the right, if I'm not wrong, and Kramaric in the middle.
I didn't want Pasalic to start today. It should have been Orsic. Should have been Orsic today.
So Orsic is there among the substitutes. Vida,
No, but
Sakalos, Sucic. Yeah,
I think
there
today's
you have it.
game I think today's game was perfect for Orsic. I mean, he is that difference maker in the side for a lot of people who do
Absolutely,
not know.
absolutely.
I would genuinely would have loved Orsic to start the game, but let's see. I mean, because if I think Tagliafico played only once before this game, if I'm not mistaken,
Yes,
and
one game.
yeah, only one game, and I think Orsic would have been the perfect opponent to run at him as well. So I
Yes,
mean, one
absolutely.
of the very important decisions in this game is dropping Martinez. Lisandro Martinez, I'm
Absolutely,
talking about. In
absolutely,
spite of
absolutely.
having such a brilliant World Cup, Abhijit bhai, what do you think would have
Just
been the
one,
reason?
Delvin,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
one thing
yeah,
I would
yeah,
like to
yeah.
say, just one. I thought like Otamendi retired after Rashford sent him back to Argentina. I thought he had
Yes,
retired.
yes.
He's been doing well at Benfica too. In all fairness to him, he's been doing
I
well
did
at
not
Benfica.
expect Otamendi to be such a crucial part of Argentina this year World Cup. I thought Martinez had his spot sealed. I was really surprised this World Cup.
So, Abhijit bhai, I was talking about Lisandro Martinez being dropped for such a crucial game in the semi-final. What do you think would be the reason behind it? Because to be really honest, I genuinely do not see any reason for him being dropped. Because he's put brilliant performances even in the quarterfinals and even in the round of 16. I mean, whichever game he has played, Martinez has been phenomenal in those games. So what could you think that the reason would have been to put him on the bench? Any particular reason in mind you have? You think?
I think there is a tactical change, I would say, but now you have declared the lineups and you've shown that lineup. I think suicide is just suicide. I will really be honest in this that Scaloni has gone for a suicide now. Don't you have to do the homework for that. Scaloni has not done. I'm thinking that he's not done, and putting Julian Alvarez as a second striker, it doesn't make anything, and their midfield do look little shaky. I don't see anything. Even Paradise would be a good addition, but Enzo and Paradise. But I don't see Rodrigo de Paul doing anything extraordinary in this midfield. So definitely Croatia
There's
will be dominating. And
there's
and, and for the defensive lineup, I think if you see. Otamendi and Lisandro Martinez partnership has been very good, phenomenal. Whenever Lisandro Martinez has come into as a substitution, he has given something to the Argentine to the team, and he has saved some couple of saves. I think I have not watched every game, but in the highlights I have seen that he has saved I think 2 3 goals, which were open goals for opponents, and he has done something. It doesn't make sense, but I think I think it will be time you they know that Croatia is going to up to 120 minutes, and definitely they need some fresh legs, and Lisandro Martinez could benefit in the second half, and that would be a tactical thing that's Scaloni thinking now. But I don't think he has to do that because you it's a big game and you are in a semi-final and you don't have to take this risk, and Croatia can do something extraordinary and he can over.
I mean, you said that DePaul won't be doing anything extraordinary from midfield. I mean, does that guy even do anything ordinary also? I
No,
mean
no,
that guy is just
Bodyguard.
that guy is just ass, dude. Like I don't find anything good about that guy. He's just an accident waiting to happen. He's like the
Delhi.
epitome of he's the epitome of haram ball in Argentina, dude. Like seriously, I mean, the dude started playing haram ball the moment Molina scored the first goal against Netherlands. I mean, come on, man. Like seriously, he doesn't. The only reason he's there in the side is just Messi. That's it. I don't see.
Delvin, if after the defeat against Saudi Arabia, if you I don't know not much, but Argentina team was forced to have a perfect playing 11, and they didn't find still. I'm still not answered that not I don't find out that answer that they didn't have the perfect 11 to play. They don't have. They just rotate the team. Angel Di Maria is playing sometimes. Rodrigo the Paul is playing sometimes, and he plays which he doesn't perform anything. So McAllister sometimes performs, Enzo performs. They don't know their best playing 11. So I know it doesn't make sense. Even this lineup is not, it doesn't make sense for a semi-final, I would say.
Yeah. So we've spoke almost everything there is to be spoken about. We've spoken about the teams, we've spoken about the battles that would define the game, and we've also spoken about certain players who could have an impact on this game. And so we before we wrap up, I'm just going to ask the gentleman with me for the predictions of this game. And Weber, I'll start with you. What are your predictions, and who do you think will score the first goal? I'll not ask you all the goal scorer. I'll just ask you who will score the first goal.
2-0 to Croatia. First goal would be it would. I think first goal would be Brozovic, if I pronounce
Brozovic.
that.
All right. So very, very audacious prediction there. Expecting Croatia to keep a clean sheet.
Like the World
I,
Cup.
I kind of fuck with that. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of do. So Abhijit bhai, what are your predictions and your first goal scorer?
Look, during by whatever prediction we have done, that happened, everything, उलट फेर ही हुआ है. So
तो
I
इसके
don't.
तो इसके लिए तो पूछ रहा हूँ, बोल दो.
So, so, so I want to be neutral, and I want to be a neutral fan to watch it. Whoever wins, it will be a win. But in my mind, I think Croatia should win the match. I would say, not Messi.
All right.
Moses,
Sandeep
sir, I'm
bhai,
with
what
you.
about you? Sandeep bhai, what
So
about you?
now guys, it's a Man United channel, So anyway, jokes apart. So I think it will go on to penalties. I think it will be 1-1, and I think Messi would be the first goal scorer.
Fair
Let's
enough.
keep
Fair
it,
enough. Yeah.
no, not much, debate.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I
This
think
one.
it's going to be goalless, and it's going to go to penalties. But then it's anyone's game, so I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be goalless. So I just hope I hope there's fights in the game. I just want to
Yeah.
see one. I do want to.
No,
And
Croatia have been too good. Croatia
Croatia's
have been too
composure.
good.
and with Argentina playing, I think there is potential for a scuffle or for a fight. So with that being said, we now come to the end of our stream. Before we wrap up, do show your love to us, like, share, subscribe on our YouTube channel. We keep on coming up with such good content. And the World Cup may be getting over soon, but we have a whole Premier League season left to talk about, and there's a lot of things that we'll have to talk about. For that, we will always be there. Do follow us on our socials. We are active on Instagram and Twitter as well. Do show your love there. And like I always say in every stream, every day is match day on our WhatsApp group. So you do not want to miss an opportunity to join that as well. Apart from that, we also have our website where there is a lot of cool stuff that you can do. There's a blog section, there's a lot of quizzes going on, there's a lot of predictions, everything that you want to make it an interactive fan experience. It is there for you. And we also are going to screen the final on Sunday at 8:30. The location is not out yet, so please stay tuned for that. Watch this space to make sure that you do not miss a chance to, be part of an innovative fan experience as far as screenings are concerned. With that being said, this is me, Delvin, along with Vaibhav, Sandeep, and Abhijit saying goodbye to all. Do enjoy the semi-finals and the finals, and we hope that whichever team you support in this competition goes all the way. And goodbye once again. Take care, and we shall see you soon. Bye bye.